Hey everybody, let's take a walk around the island. Elm Tree Island, Hammond, New York, Chippewa Bay, New York, and the Thousand Islands. This is the dock area. This dock was put in about, almost 10 years ago now. And we only have a couple boats in the fleet right here. We'll have a couple more later. We'll have a couple jet skis and a little smaller utility boat. But let's take a look around. Well, after a week of freezing weather, 41, 42 low at night, and a high one day it was only 45. Now we're breaking 60 today now. So here's the north end of the island. Here is our septic system where water is coming in, or waste comes in from the toilets. And it is an aerobic system. Things get tumbled over here in the first chamber. They get broken up with some plastics in there, and then they get shipped into the next chamber where it is aerated, and they have bacteria in there to eat what needs to be eaten, and then it gets made into a liquid. Anything that's not broken down completely goes back into the first chamber until it's ready, and then when it's into a nice clear liquid, it goes through an ultraviolet system that kills everything in that water, and then it fills a lift tank. And after that lift tank, it gets actually piped up to the other end of the island, where it goes into a leach field of 30 feet long, 10 feet deep of pea stone. But believe me, before it even goes in there, it is almost, it looks drinkable. It's so clear. Here's the shed where we do our workouts. We got a treadmill. We got some new canvas covers for the screened-in porch for the winter. And this is the south end of the cottage, where we overlook the shipping channel. We're on the New York side of the shipping channel. And on the other side, of course, is the Canadian coast over there. So we got our leach field here, and that's where the rest of the water gets filtered out. We got an old canoe here that we put up, filled with dirt, and we put flowers in. All these islands, as I've told you a million times, granite. They're all made out of granite, carved by the glaciers years ago. Fresh water coming out of it is the St. Lawrence River, but it's fresh water coming out of the Great Lakes. And the last Great Lake empties here is Lake Ontario. We have our blue line flag rolling. Let's walk to the other end of the island so you'll get a little perspective on how big the island is. I want to say it's probably not much more than a football field long and very, very narrow. This time of year, we get a bunch of these little no-see-em bugs. And then in a couple weeks, they'll be gone. Then there'll be mayflies, and something else comes in, and then they're gone. And then something else will come in. Believe me, it's very buggy, of course. But we're out here in the middle of the St. Lawrence River, Chippewa Bay, so we don't get a lot of mosquitoes right here on the island. So that's one good thing compared to the mainland. This is the end of the island, and you can see the rest of Chippewa Bay, New York. The Thousand Island region, over 1,860 plus islands in about a 25-mile stretch. Fresh water from tiny islands to that big castle out there. And there's a loon out there. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit on that loon. We got a loon right there. Freshwater fish in here, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, northern pike, perch, panfish. So now you get a little perspective of Elm Tree Island, everybody. I'm here No backup needed. I got it handled. All right, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.